get the hype going in chat.
Yeah, let's see some. I want to see a 1 in chat if you think Truman's gonna win, a 2 in chat if you think Umario's gonna win, a 3 in chat if you think Louie's gonna win, and a 4 in chat if you think Retro Bob is gonna win. Let me see who you guys are repping. Oh, looks like we're getting started.
Yep, we are off here. Oh, looks like we're having a little trouble with Louie's feed.
Splicing already. I mean,
typical.
So, you know, everyone playing the Japanese version of the game, I heard it saves, you know, around 20 seconds. Would you like to explain, you know, how that works out?
Yeah, so on the Japanese cart, all the text boxes are smaller. So for every single save box, you're going to be saving a little bit of time. But the main time save is on the Switch Palaces. On the US cart, the Switch Palaces, the text at the end is going to stay up for like 3 or 4 seconds afterwards, and it's really slow. So in like a category like 11 exit where you're not doing any of the Switch Palaces, it's not really that big of a deal what cart you play on. You lose about half a second to save boxes. But in 96, where you're going to be doing every single Switch Palace, it loses a lot of time. So all these runners can be playing on J-Cart. Yeah, and it looks like we have a couple of 361s here. So essentially, if you let go of right at the correct time, you can lock speed a little bit higher than normal running speed, which allows you to save a frame or two at the end. It gets you a 361. It's really just kind of a meme because it doesn't actually save any time, but it looks cool.
So you wanna stay small at the start. So why is that?
So we're gonna be staying small, avoiding all the midways here at the start for Iggy's Castle. Doing the castle big, you lose time automatically, and it's a lot easier to get hit because of the positioning of the Koopas on the cages. It'll make a lot more sense once you actually see it in the flesh. But yeah, we're gonna avoid collecting any power-ups or hitting any midways here until we get to the end of room 1 in the castle.
Looks like we're having some stream lag. Sorry, gentlemen.
Yeah.
We'll just continue as if it's not happening. So
yeah, I did see a successful shell jump from Retro Bob there. That's a really tough trick, and it saves about a third of a second there. You have to do it's a little bit swag. It's much more important in the low percent category, or any small only category, really. We're going to be entering Iggy's Castle here. At the start, you see that first Koopa jumping under there. That's one of the reasons why we stay small. And we're just going to blaze through these cages here. But yeah, you want to try and spend as little time on the cage as possible. Just jump through that section so that you can regain P-speed. After that, you get room 2, which is just an auto-scroller. But in here is where we're going to collect our Fire Flower, which is going to be very useful for not all of the bosses, some of the bosses in the run. Yeah, we will see our first fire kill here as well, up on Truman's screen.
And Truman with a little bit of a lead here, it looks like.
Yeah, Truman's got a bit of a jump, but World 3, that's not that big of a deal. World 3, sorry, World 1. World 3 is where the lead really starts to make a difference, and where you're going to see these runners separate, yeah.
We were already in World 3, like,
yeah.
What happened? We blinked. So, World 2, I'm guessing, you know, getting the cape here is the general plan. Get some of that fast movement action going.
Oh yeah, the cape power-up, generally regarded as one of the most overpowered items in any Mario game.
Just like period, maybe.
Yeah, pretty much. You can pretty much fly over any level that doesn't have a ceiling. So we're going to be seeing that used pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, like right away.
Yeah, right away we're going to be flying over this level. And one thing of note is, so when you're flying with a cape, your speed is going to lock at like a certain amount of sub-pixels per frame, right? And if you press right, you can change that, and it cycles between 5 different like values. So if you can lock on the right one, you can end levels a lot faster. And over time, over time, the difference between having 51 speed everywhere and 47 speed everywhere, 51 being the highest and 47 being the lowest, adds up to about a minute throughout the run. So it's important that these runners are able to identify that get through it.
Distinguish the different speeds.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a learned skill. It's pretty hard at first when you're starting to figure out how to do that, but once you play a lot of it, you start to catch on.
So, we see, Truman swimming through here with a shell. Makes him, swim faster. Why is that the case?
I couldn't tell you why. It does. So when you're holding an item, you swim faster. This does have the added benefit of being fast, but the drawback is when you're swimming with a shell, unless you know exactly what frame rule you're on, your shell might get destroyed. So for the first couple of fish, we can just spin our shell and go straight through them. But after that, once you start hitting left, you have no idea if the shell is going to break when you try to spin the fish or not. So we're going to pick up the P-switch there and then just swim through the rest of the level like that. But that's one of the things that makes Donut Secret 1 one of the more difficult levels in World 2 here, is that you have to basically not stop ever, and if you do, you can just get bodied by a fish.
Not stop ever. That's a good motto for a speedrun.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely want to stop as little as possible.
Yeah. While I was blabbering on, we completely missed Top Secret Area. That's a really cool exit. I believe all 4 runners went for the fast strat there, where you just do a little left-right and then take off around. As long as you get the takeoff, it's safe, but if you don't make it up to the top, you're almost guaranteed to lose your cape on the way back down. So it is a little bit scary. Yeah, and right here again, we're gonna grab the shell, and we're gonna go for the harder exit in Donut Secret. I'm just gonna let this play out here, see how it goes for the runners.
Alright, so apparently we're doing like a tiny, like the smallest little stream reboot to try to get the frames in order, but the race will continue, so we'll just carry on where we left off here. People swimming.
Yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We're missing
Yeah,
Donut
we'll
Secret
just be
house.
back in a minute here.
Alright.
Just 1 minute, hopefully. That's the plan.
Alright, we're restarting here.
Alright, yeah, looks like we're getting back up here, so short intermission there, we just need to recharge. Okay, so give us the update TNT, where are we at? What did we miss?
Alright, we missed Ghost House secret exit, so we missed the Big Boo boss. Thankfully though, I don't know what happened to Louis. I wasn't paying attention. That's my bad. But he's gonna be going through the normal exit here for us. So you're gonna see him grab that P-switch, and then drop it right onto the door. That was a very good Ghost House. That's probably the most difficult exit in World 2, so well done there. The rest of World 2 is pretty boring. We're gonna fly over a couple of levels, and then in DP4 we're gonna pick up Yoshi, which we will need for our first set of Yoshi wings in E-Run.
Alright, so Yoshi wings. So obviously, you want to get Yoshi wings a lot. Why is that?
So Yoshi wings in normal gameplay, as soon as you grab them, if you're on a Yoshi, the level ends, and it ends after like 3 seconds, right? So that's already quick. But if we can collect a dragon coin that we like break in half, right? So it's like a 2-tile block, a 2-tile coin. If you break it in half and collect it, it creates a wings block sometimes, right? So then you can get wings out of it, and you can beat the level way before it was supposed to be beaten. So we're gonna try and create a wings block as many times as we can throughout the run. It's a bit more complicated than that, and I'll get into a little more of the specifics when it comes up. Yeah, when it happens, but that's the gist of it for right now. It's a really cool trick, and we're gonna be seeing some form of glitched wings probably 4 times if they go for FY1 wings as well.
Yeah, quite a lot of wings here in this run, but
Oh yeah.
Super Mario World known for being like massively broken.
Oh,
but...
it's especially the tasks. They're making a new 96 exit task, which I'm really excited for, and they released a little work in progress, and it is very broken. Suggest people go check it out and save the time.
All right, yeah, put that on your to-do list, everybody, your bucket list.
All right, we got Bob in the lead here by just a little entering Morton's castle, and he's going to be doing a strat called Morton Fly, where you just kind of spin fly through the entire level.
Pretty good.
It's pretty fast, I gotta say.
So, the cape, unlocking pretty much the fastest means of movement everywhere. Do you want to just like fly wherever possible then, so that you can, achieve that top speed?
Yeah, you're pretty much going to be flying around everywhere in this run with the cape. You see him switch to fire there. We're going to only switch to fire when we're killing a boss, right? So you can shoot the boss with 2 fireballs and then stomp on him to kill him really quickly. Otherwise, you'd have to stomp on him and then wait for him to reset, and then stomp on him again, wait for him to reset, and then stomp on him a 3rd time, which is slow. We don't want to do that. A fire kill is important in Morton's castle, Ludwig's castle, and Roy's castle. So for a lot of the run, we're going to have to keep a fire flower in reserve.
Okay.
It does make some parts a little bit risky because you don't have a backup cape, but
right. So you'll have to go get another one if you lose it.
Yeah, but pretty much everybody knows like how to do every backup, since everybody loses a million capes throughout getting good at this game. All right, we're going to be entering wings here shortly. I'm going to let it play out and then explain everything that just happened, because it's kind of a lot to talk about as it goes on.
Yeah, take your time. I mean,
yeah.
You can just sit back and watch a little bit here.
Yeah.
Watch
I think
the
it's
action.
It looks really cool.
It looks like he's just like running around the level. He doesn't know what he's doing, but
yeah. There we go. That was 369 wings. Ooh, Umar's gonna make up some time. Pretty fast wings for him as well. So essentially what happens there, right? We're gonna grab a Buzzy Beetle and we're gonna duplicate a block up into that Dragon Coin. And when we duplicate the turn block into the Dragon Coin and then we collect it, it creates a wings block, right? But a wings block is not just a wings block in this game, because of course it isn't. It can be 4 different types of blocks depending on where it is in the level. So we have to duplicate it to the right instead of just collecting it out of the block, because depending on where it is horizontally, it'll be a green shell or a key or a pea balloon. So we have to send it off to the right so that we can collect wings from it and not just like a key. It's really annoying, but if you get it really fast, it saves like 40 seconds. So you pretty much have to do it.
It's like we've been seeing some, Yoshi clips on screen here, known for being pretty trolly. Can you explain, how the positioning works for those?
Yeah, sure. So essentially what we do is we're gonna dismount into a ceiling, which gives you a good subpixel. There are people who know why it gives you a good subpixel. I'm not one of those people. I just know that it does. So you dismount into the ceiling, and then you get into the wall, and you hold down and right, and then you dismount off Yoshi. And then 75% of the time you clip in, and then 25% of the time it shoots you out. And that's pretty much all there is to it. It's just kind of luck. Not RNG, it's luck. It's based on like a global frame timer or something stupid like that, but essentially it's 3 and 4. So we're gonna be seeing 3 Yoshi clips in this run. So getting all 3 of them without missing it once is pretty difficult. If you do miss it though, you can just recover and try the clip again. But if you mess up your subpixel, your odds go down quite a lot, and you don't really know. Yeah. So it's a little bit scary, but as long as you know what you're doing, you can get through there pretty quick.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I talked over VD2 normal. Oh, Bob's gonna be losing a power up there. You can see now why not having that backup cape hurts quite a bit. Instead of flying over that boo ring, he's just gonna have to wait there for it to spin all the way around. And
pacing himself.
Yeah, just playing it safe here. It's
Right.
also why it's a good reason to know some of the no cape strats for levels. There we go. He's picking up a backup cape.
Back again right away.
Yeah, and then he can just try to fly over that boo ring, but he got stuck. It's an unfortunate turn there.
Unfortunate for Retro Bob. Maybe he can make it up later, though. We'll see.
Yeah, that's probably 15 or 20 seconds, so certainly nothing that's too far out of reach for him, but it will put him in an early hole here. Alright, Truman's in the lead here. He's playing through VD3, one of the most difficult levels, probably just in the game, that isn't glitched, mostly.
A lot of crazy movement going on here. Wants to keep the speed going here as high as possible, too.
Yeah, you're gonna try and fly through the entire thing and spend as little time on the raft as possible, because rafts are slow, and we wouldn't want to do that. Gonna grab a Yoshi there. Yeah, he's not going for raft skip. I wouldn't expect any of them to do it, but some
Maybe
crazy
not a good
person might.
race strat, really, yeah.
Yeah, raft skip saves about 6 seconds, and you have to do like a crazy Yoshi fly, and you have to bounce off the blarg. Oh, Umario's going for it. Oh no! Oh, he's trying to back it up.
Oh no!
Oh no! That's why you don't go for that in a race.
I appreciate the attempt, but I mean,
shoutouts to Umar for going for it, but that's the reason why you don't do it in a race, because when you die on that, it loses a lot of time. So yeah, that's gonna put Louis in second place now. Truman's got the resounding lead here. He's having a solid run right now.
Yeah, Truman killing it in the top left-hand corner.
Yeah, and then you can see once again Umar riding on that little skull raft there, very slow.
Kind of like the ride of shame there.
Yeah, ride of shame. But yeah, he can just pick up a cape there and get back at it. Yeah, and Bob will be taking safe strats. I expect Bob to do blarg skip here, which... Oh, no, not in this one. His setup wasn't good. Blarg skip is a slightly faster version of getting through that thing. It's slower than raft skip, but it's a lot safer. And I know he goes for it a lot.
Mario kind of getting bopped in the upper right hand corner again. Gonna have to get another cape.
Truman with a clean room 1 in Lemmy. So room 1 is where you first see Magikoopa, and in Lemmy's castle he's pretty easy to avoid, and we won't really have to deal with him again until we get to Larry's castle, where he is not easy to avoid and he ruins a lot of runs there. Yeah, he's very mean in that later castle, and it's also the last castle in the game before you do Bowser, so it can be rough. But yeah, otherwise Lemmy is just kind of a auto-scroller. You just kind of stand around and wait for it to be over. It's pretty easy to get through at the end there.
Auto-scrollers, a little rough. I think there's a few major ones left in the run after that.
Yeah, we've got 2 really big ones, which are going to be DP2, where at least you can perform some swag to keep it interesting, and then Butterbridge 1. But those are both quite a bit later into the run. Oh, we're getting a little bit of sticky fly from Louis there. Yeah, that's a nice little bit of swag, but it's also still just as fast as how you normally do it, so... Oh, wow. Magikoopa did not want to give him an easy door entry, but Bob got through there clean. Didn't lose his cape there. Always good. Yeah, Lemmy's auto-scroller is a bit more difficult without a cape, but it's still... You can still lose no time, cape or no cape, as long as you know the strats to do it. But yeah, Truman is actually...
Flexibility.
Yeah. Truman's on an actually solid run right now.
Is he PB pace, maybe?
I don't know if he's quite PB pace. If his PB was a little bit more like mine, then he'd be on PB pace, but, you know, he's got a 122, so it's really tough to PB. We'll see how he's doing out of Special World.
So this world right here, looks a lot more impressive than, maybe the technical requirements are. So can just hold right and you just make it.
Yeah, Cheesebridge area looks cooler than it is. You literally hold Y and right, and then you jump, and then you just hold B. And that's the entire level. I have seen a person mess up on it before, but
you can mess up anything in speedrunning. So
yeah, pretty much.
I believe it.
Yeah. I am not sure. We might see our first boss kill attempt here from Louis in Cookie Mountain. If we do, I'll explain it, but if he doesn't go for it, I'll just wait until we get to Special World, where we're gonna see a boss kill. Oh, he's going for it. Okay. Prepare
Alright.
yourself, folks. This is cool if he gets it.
Let's see the
Gets
action.
the double tongue. Oh. That's unfortunate. Okay. So, what happened there is in order to perform a boss kill, you have to get both a double tongue and then you have to get an eat cancel. And he got the double tongue, but he didn't get the eat cancel. So he just had to move on without it. It's gonna lose him a bit of time.
Right,
CMBK.
just the time to attempt it, and then he's just like square one.
Yeah.
Okay.
CMBK is a lot riskier to go for because it saves less time, and going for it and not getting it loses more time. I expect all 4 of these runners to go for a groovy boss kill though. We're gonna be getting an attempt here from Retro Bob though. Let's take a look in. Gets the double tongue. Oh, and he doesn't get the eat cancel. That's unfortunate.
Has to move on as well.
0 for 2 on CMBK. That's gonna set him back a little bit, but it's not too big of a hole. Although Truman is quickly just gaining a ton of ground over them, and
Yeah, definitely just, trucking in the lead right now. I'm liking the big boy attempts though from the people behind, trying to, close that gap. Obviously, harder tricks, harder to, be consistent with, but
yeah.
good attempts from the rear of the pack.
Oh yeah, and there's still plenty of time to be made up. We haven't gotten to any of Special World yet, which is probably the hardest world in the run, especially the way these guys play it.
Still got another hour to go. A lot of optimized gameplay to mess up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You get to see 2 different variations on Soda Lake here. Truman just going underneath the level the whole time, not bothering with swimming near those bullets, and then Louie is going to be going over the level. It's a bit faster to go over, but you run the risk of getting hit by those bullet guys there. So a lot of people opt to just take the safe way underneath and lose like the quarter, third of a second that you do going that way.
And you can kind of like manipulate like the spawns of these torpedoes too.
Yeah. A couple of torpedoes just automatically would kill you if you didn't do any manipulation. So you actually just stop swimming for a little second, and that little hesitation allows the torpedoes to shoot the other way because they shoot in the direction that you are based on like where you are relative to them. So if you're to their left, then they'll shoot left. So that little delay makes it so that they shoot to the left instead of shooting directly at your back and killing you.
Alright,
yeah, Truman just entering Star World here. Got through Star World 3 with ease. One of the easiest exits in the game. You just run right, then that's it. But yeah, Star World involves a lot of flyovers and then a couple of tough levels. The tough one being Star World 1, where you have to perform a glitch called Zips, which a lot of players struggle with.
is that the block thing where you
Yeah.
sit down?
Yeah, where you sit down through the turn blocks. They're really easy to do on accident, but when you actually want to get them on purpose, it can be a challenge.
So what's the process like for that? How does that work? Oh. All right. Okay, I got it from here, boys.
Sorry about that. That was
Okay.
my bad.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. I was like, okay, I can solo it, I guess. Like I can
Yeah,
try
no,
it.
we're good. I got a
Okay.
knock on my door. So yeah, for Star World 1, we'll get there when we get there. For right now, we're just gonna see how our runners are doing.
Sit and watch.
Yeah.
New Mario swimming a little bit, getting onto Star World here.
Yeah. So right now it's a 3-man race. Truman's got a pretty big lead. Louie and Bob are about 10-15 seconds apart. And then Umar's got quite a ways to catch up right now. Again.
Definitely, Truman in the driver's seat though.
Absolutely.
If he just plays consistent from here, I think he's got it, but anything can happen in a race. The nerves start to pile up towards the end as well.
Yeah.
Wasting his time typing in chat, like probably breaking focus.
Oh man, what a guy. But yeah, flying over Star World 5 is actually a little bit more difficult than most because you have to make sure you fly over the cement blocks on the top. You can't actually see yourself flying, you just have to do it by audio. cues. Alright, Truman's entering zips here. So essentially what we're gonna do, the game only allows 4 turn blocks to be spinning at a time. So if we get 4 of them spinning and then we jump into like the spinning part, it spins a 5th turn block, but you can't spin a 5th turn block, so it starts making the other one stop spinning. And that puts you inside a wall because you're no longer inside spinning turn blocks, you're inside just non-spinning turn blocks. So the game just shoots you straight down to try and kick you out of the wall. And if you do it right, it sends you to the bottom of the level really quickly, and if you do it wrong, you just look really dumb, and you're just bouncing around, wasting a ton of time.
It looked like he did pretty well on that too. Louis trying to emulate him right now.
Yeah, Louis doing a solid job at zips there. 291 secret. So this is probably the only deviation in route we're gonna see. Louis is gonna do the Star World 1 secret first, and then he's gonna go back around, complete some other levels. He's gonna complete Star World 2 both times. I think he's gonna do Star World 3 normal, and then he's gonna come back and do Star World 1 normal exit. And instead of grabbing a Yoshi in Star World 2, he's gonna grab it in Star World 5, which saves about 1.5 seconds, but is a lot more difficult. So a lot of people opt to just do the easy Yoshi grab in Star World 2, which we'll be seeing from Truman here in a second.
Right, Truman in the lead. Doesn't want to risk it.
Oh yeah, I'd say I know Louis goes for Yellow Yoshi, which is the Star World 5 Yoshi. I think Bob might, and then other than that, I don't think anybody RTA really goes for it because it's a lot easier to just grab the blue Yoshi. But yeah, Star World 2 is a very poorly designed level. They want you to swim through all the fish and like try and dodge them and avoid them, but you can just swim over everything because they didn't put a ceiling in the level.
Yeah, oversight.
Yeah, a little bit, but it makes our lives a bit easier, so I'm not going to complain about it. Akisto might do Yellow Yoshi as well, Ice, but...
Louis doing some good zips here in the bottom left, going
Yeah.
straight down.
Yeah. Got every zip clean. That should be a 269. You can get a 270 if you do a right zip at the end, but right zips are a bit harder since the game tries to push you out to the left instead of pushing you to the right. So it's a bit harder to jam yourself in there and get pushed that direction. So most people go for exclusively left zips. Oh, Bob is going to be... Oh, he just drops the Yoshi in there. Okay. So Bob will be going for Yellow Yoshi as well, presumably. Yep, and Truman just finishing up Star World 5 there. He's going to be entering Gnarly, which is our first wings here in Special. This time, the wings block is going to be in the right spot, so you don't have to dupe it sideways, but we do have to dupe directly up twice.
Go up. Right.
Yeah. So if you can dupe that bottom block 4 times in a row, you can actually save about 4 or 5 seconds because the second block, or when you spawn the wings block, it won't be spinning. It'll just immediately be like not spinning, which you have to wait for it to stop spinning before you can collect the coin.
Right, Louis also, going for the wings here.
Yeah, so that's why you see them try and dupe that block 4 times. Truman gets very good tubular wings, and he's going to reach out and grab them clean. So tubular
jam
wings...
that P-switch in there, right?
Yeah, you pretty much jam the P-switch in there, and you have a 50-50 shot of getting a wings factory, which is just when the block dupes over and over again. If you don't get the wings factory, then you don't immediately get wings. You have to start scrolling. Get another wings factory from Louis there. So good luck so far. You have to keep scrolling back and forth until the P-switch moves in the right direction. Truman's going to be entering into Awesome here, and he's going to be grabbing a flower for our next trick, which is Groovy Boss Kill. It's a pretty scary flower, but these runners are very good at it, so I'd expect him to get it fine without any issue. Although my preferred strat is to grab... There's a flower earlier in Awesome, and it loses about 1 second to get, but it's a lot safer. So that's what I go for. But yeah, you can see he just drops the shell there, picks up that flower, and then just keeps going.
It's kind of a risky flower here, right?
Yeah, if you get hit by anything, or if you lose the shell or anything like that, you're pretty much losing like 30, 40 seconds easily off that death. Most likely
Crazy.
more. Yeah. Ooh, that was scary from Louis, but he makes it through too. Alright.
Louis flexing in second place right now, definitely trying to get, back in the lead here.
Yeah. Alright, we're gonna get Truman going for GBK here. Let's see how he does on this. Alright, that was a bit unfortunate. So, you have to spin the shell up into the air for the strat that we do. And if you just like press the buttons a little bit wrong, the shell just stays in Yoshi's mouth for whatever reason. And it just kind of screws you over, so no chance there. Louis is gonna go for it. Gets the double tongue. Oh, but misses landing it on... Oh, no, he got it. Sorry, I just saw that wrong. Oh, no, yeah, he did miss it, and he just didn't notice. Okay.
Oh, dang.
Alright, having a little trouble recovering here. This is one of the issues with GBK.
Yoshi running away.
Yoshi's gone. Okay. But yeah, he's gonna get back in there. So 0 for 2 on that so far.
Truman just leaving Yoshi to drown there in the water, moving on. Doesn't
Yeah.
need him.
Yeah, it's slower to keep him at this point, so we're just gonna get rid of him.
A lot of Yoshi deaths in this run. Mario's PETA, definitely on his trail. That's why he has to keep running to the right.
Yeah, oh yeah. You gotta keep going. We're gonna ditch him a couple more times now. Okay, we're gonna be seeing Bob going for GBK here. Hopefully we don't end up 0 for 3 after this one. So I can actually explain how it works. Well, a little bit of trouble for Louis and Mondo as well. He recovers. Oh!
Right, Retro Bob trying to make it work down here in the bottom right-hand corner.
Bob does not get the double tongue, so he's just gonna have to move on. Thankfully for him, that was a very quick...
Quick fail.
A quick fail, yeah, so he's not gonna
Right.
lose much time. And then we got Umar, our last hope. Let's see if he can get it.
Let's go, Umar.
Oh no! This is so sad. Yeah, so Umar he didn't spin the shell up into the air, so it just kind of went flying out of Yoshi's mouth.
So all runners, going even there. All failing.
Yeah. So essentially what you want to do there, you spin a green shell up into the air, and then you press Y and B on the frame, like on the same frame when you go in to collect a power-up, right? And this causes Yoshi to stick out his tongue twice. So the first time he tongues, you eat the green shell, and then the second time he tongues, you want to eat cancel, which means you get his tongue stuck on the blue Koopa, and then you cancel it by getting hit by something so he doesn't actually eat the blue Koopa. So now the game thinks that there's something in his mouth when there's nothing. You kill the blue Koopa, so the game is like, oh, this sprite is in his mouth, but that sprite doesn't exist. And then you do some weird stuff, and you stomp a sliding Koopa, and when it all is said and done, you spawn a boss. And there's a really good video on it from Retro Game Mechanics Explained, one of our own S&W community members. Dots are cool. I suggest you go check it out if you're interested in like the specifics of how that works, because it is really interesting.
Yeah, Super Mario World, very broken game, lots of interesting things going on.
Yeah, shoutouts to Dots though, those are very good videos. I imagine some of you have seen it before. Yeah, Truman is on legitimate 22 pace right now in Special World. He's on a very good run.
Definitely leading the pack here by a good margin.
Yeah, but the next three are all pretty solidly even. Bob's got a 15-20 second lead over Umar and Louis. Umar and Louis are about neck and neck, maybe like 3 or 4 seconds between them. But yeah, right now, like you said, Truman's in the driver's seat.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I mean, anything can happen. I mean, we've seen some fails from every runner so far. We'll see some more soon too.
I watch all these runners a lot, and I've seen every single one of them die in this split, where you clean up World 2 and then you get to Ludwig. Even though it's self-proclaimed by most people a very easy split, it's still also very easy to mess up. So really anything could happen from this point on. We'll just see how it plays out. But yeah, it is an uphill battle for everyone not named Truman right now. Oh yeah, Yump in chat. If you press B, there's a 1-frame window where if you press B when you jump on a P-switch or a switch palace, that you'll jump again. We call it a Yump. It saves no time, but it looks cool, so you gotta go for it.
That 1-frame swag.
Yeah. But yeah, this is considered most people's least favorite split in the run, or at least most boring split. I really dislike it because it's mostly flyovers, and there's a couple of neat levels that come in later on, but
Slow action.
slow
Definitely.
action. Yeah.
But you know, we're just recovering from all the action we just saw, and you know, we got some crazy stuff coming on later. So you know, we're just
Yeah, exactly.
catching
Especially
our breath.
yeah, when you're on good pace at a special, it's nice to just have a relaxing 14-minute romp through World 2 and just kind of fly over, check out the scenery, see how everybody's doing. But yeah, we're gonna see a lot of
scroller going on here too.
a ton of auto scroller swag. We're gonna see people messing around with the buzzies quite a bit. If you want the best swag, I say just keep your eyes focused on Louis' screen when he gets to this level, because he's got some good stuff. But yeah, it's a lot of just messing around here, trying to kill time. Who's winning? Right now, Truman is winning. I'd say he's probably got like a minute and a half on every single other runner right now.
Crazy.
Yeah, he's
Absolute unit.
he's on like legitimate 122 pace right now. He's on a very good run. Of course, all runs come down to Forest of Illusion, where it's luck based, but we have a little bit of time before we have to deal with that and all that shenanigans there.
Gotta do some clips, you know, in that area of the area of the game.
Yeah.
See how it works out though.
Yeah. If you go for FOI1 wings in both clips, I think you have like a 25% chance of getting all of them first try, so or something in that area. So it's pretty rough. It's not
we got four runners. I mean, odds are that, you know, one of them will probably get them all. So
yeah.
let's see what happens. That could mean that, you know, Truman could miss everything, Umario could hit everything, and then we see Umario in the lead.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's just see what happens.
Truman is the Rocky Balboa of SMW. I don't really know what that means, or I don't really know what you mean by that, but I guess. But
Right,
yeah.
Everyone's scrolling automatically right now, just
so
pacing themselves.
Got Louis there, making a little buzzy cradle. You know, just stooping a couple blocks for that guy. I missed out on talking about it, but Retro Bob did a nice little sticky fly there. Just kind of chilling out. But yeah, the only real speedrun strat you're going to see on Bob's screen right now, you're going to try and keep P-speed here for as long as you can, and then you're going to fly up to the pipe, and that alone saves like 4 seconds. But then on top of that, because you flew into the pipe, you retain some of your flight meters, so you can jump and you'll still be in flight mode, even without having any P-speed there. Hopefully we'll see it here from Umar. Yep, looks like he got it. So yeah, he can just jump and he immediately starts flying, which is pretty quick.
Yep. No need to build up, you know, that speed.
Yeah.
So we missed it, but Akabut, thanks for the 100 bits. Lego Truman, you got this. Truman looking like the odds-on favorite here. You know, I'd bet money on him, probably. But thanks for contributing.
I'll bet $1 that Truman wins.
All right. I'll not take that bet.
Okay. I've got faith in my boy. He's been playing really well as of late. Again, with that PB just a couple of days ago, he's on fire.
Yeah, I haven't seen many big mistakes from Truman at all. It looks like he's got this on lock right now.
Yeah, he's just in the zone.
And he's still been typing in Twitch chat every now and then. Like, I don't know how he does it.
Wow. The absolute madman. All right, so right there, looks like he got it. Yeah, Truman just did what we call red block thing. It's a pretty tight window, but if you spin fly at the right spot, you'll just float right directly onto those red blocks, and you can fly straight up, and it saves like 2 or 3 seconds.
Red block thing. Very fitting name for a trick off of a red block thing.
Yeah, pretty much. It's the only use of red blocks in the entire game. So, like, you know what you're talking about. It's the red block thing, 'cause it's the only reason you'd ever use red blocks.
Right. For now.
Oh, no, for the whole game. They only get in the way, really.
I mean, in the future, you know, there could be a strat for anything.
Oh, I get what you're saying. All right. That's fair.
Then what are you gonna do when there's another red block trick in the run? It's just gonna be like red block thing and red block like stuff.
Yeah, I think that's a good name. I think... Oh, Truman taking a hit there in VS1. Not super costly. You have a backup cape right there. This level actually has This level has 2 backup capes, so... Yeah, I'd say if there's any split where you want to lose your cape on, it would be this one, because there's like a million capes you can go and grab. There's one in VS2, I believe there's one in VS3 as well. You can get one in Butterbridge 1, you can get one in Butterbridge 2.
Truman getting some of those jitters in first place, you know, 122, maybe questionable at this point. Let's, you know, see if he can hold it together.
Yeah, it would take a very good run from this point on to clutch out a 122, but yeah. So he's gonna be doing some no cape no star world strats here. Let's see, gonna grab that cape out of the green block.
Oh, okay, looking good.
Yeah, thankfully when you're on a Yoshi, you can take a hit and it's not gonna cause you any issue. Louis grabbing a little backup fire flower there. Having a little bit of trouble with the stream, but we're back. Alright. Yeah. Didn't really get a chance to comment on it, but Vanilla Secret 1 is a very technical level, and it's one of the cooler flight levels in the game. So just kind of take it in. A lot of stuff to do with, like, your flight frame rules and a bunch of other stuff. It's really hard to get good at, but it's really satisfying to pull off well. You see Bob just kind of like gliding through everything with ease, but it's tough to do that. Yeah,
seeing everyone round out this level a little bit better than Truman, making up, you know, some of that time.
Yeah, absolutely. We're getting into the boring part of the run, though. We're getting to Top Bridge, where you have 2 flyovers, a water fortress, an auto scroller, and then another flyover.
The gauntlet.
Yeah, it's that's actually one of the reasons most runners don't like running No Star World. That used to be the more popular like mid-length category, but then everybody realized if you do all castles, you get to do way more fun stuff. So everybody stopped playing No Star World, and it went off of our main leaderboards. A little sad, but all castles is a more fun category where you actually get to go through all the fun stuff instead of doing this.
Yeah, come on, guys. What are you doing? Like, why are we here?
You gotta do all 96, though. You gotta get through it all.
Yeah. Gotta get hit that 96 at the end on the file.
Oh yeah, I've seen some pretty devastating 95s before.
Tragic.
Yeah. 96 includes all the fun stuff, but it also includes all the non-fun stuff.
Alright.
Yeah. The only thing of note in Vanilla Fortress, 2 things really. We get to see our first Reznor there. We're going to be seeing him 3 more times throughout the run. He can be a little bit of a pain depending on his fireball patterns. Some of them are nicer than others. The Chocolate Fort Reznor is notoriously easy. He almost never shoots any fireballs at you, so that's nice, but the other 2 are pretty rough, and if you mess up the strategy, it can be bad for you. Oh, and the other thing of note, we'll see it here on Bob's screen. It's an attempt pretty soon. But if you spin at like the right timing on when you go out of this upcoming pipe, you can actually despawn a thwomp and it saves like 2 frames, and everybody cares about it a ton. even though it
Wow.
saves like no time.
Is that a lag time save or?
You have to left right a little bit if the thwomp spawns.
Okay.
So yeah, you'll see him here. You'll see him have to like hesitate there a little bit, but yeah, he did not get it. So when you do get it, it's called thwomp boss, and when you don't get it, it's called thwomp loss.
Damn. Definitely some thwomp loss on our screen.
Yeah, thwomp loss tonight.
Truman taking his time in this auto scroller.
Oh yeah. I doubt Truman will be going for it, but I imagine we'll see Louis go for Butterbridge 1 pipe fly, which essentially you just get a pipe fly into the pipe at the end of Butterbridge 1, and it saves like 20 frames. But like you end up having to set it up for 30 seconds because you have to wait for the whole thing to start scrolling. It's just a very terrible level.
Very
Nobody likes it.
tedious.
Very tedious, yeah. And then also you can die, and you can soft lock.
Wow. Everything can happen.
Yeah, the soft lock you really have to like not be paying attention to. So yeah, if you collect a power up off screen, the game just soft locks you. So like if you're standing off screen and then you like accidentally hit select for whatever reason and collect a power up, it's over for you. But I've only seen one person ever do that, so.
All right, so probably not gonna happen.
Yeah, I would say I would bet money that it would not happen tonight.
Well, like how much money? Like, let me PM Umario. I mean,
Just really quickly, just at him, just at Umar, mess it up.
yeah, exactly. I mean, when there's money on the line, you'd be surprised what people would do.
Oh yeah. But yeah,
Not fixed. Not a script.
the only nice thing about Butterbridge 1 is there is a cape there. So if you lose your cape in the Vanilla Fortress or in the Reznor there, you can just pick one up, and the only time loss is like the time you lose doing the power-up transition. Alright, Truman's entering Ludwig's castle here. Got some really cool movements, so I'd suggest you take a look and watch. They put a really mean mushroom right at the end of the first door, and if you collect it, you lose like 15 seconds because you can't do the fire kill. So you have to be really safe at that door. And I don't think I mentioned this, but all doors in this game are 3 frames when you're running at P-speed, so we miss a lot of them. Yeah, and then this cage room, you can go super fast. He's had solid cages here, but like, the IL for that room is ridiculous. But yeah, so you saw he just shot 2 fireballs and jumped on him. If you don't have that fire flower, you have to jump on him, you wait for him to go back and forth, and then you jump on him in midair so you can skip the cycle, and then you jump on him a 3rd time, and that still loses like 15 seconds.
Yeah, he likes to run around a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes you take your time.
Yeah. It's definitely the worst boss in the game to not have a fire flower for, so you're really going to want that up there. Yeah, Truman is on solid pace right now. He could definitely still 123, although I do think a PB or 122 is out of the question. But still holding a solid lead here.
Yeah, it looks like he's got at least a minute on everyone else.
Oh,
So,
yeah, for sure.
Definitely still driving everyone else. Backseat driving.
Oh yeah,
still
he's
driving.
He's driving. He's going. Yeah, so that right there, that's the fast Yoshi grab. So you just like keep your flight, you hit the Yoshi block, and you're like still in flight mode, so that when he spawns, you can just immediately dive bomb off the Yoshi block. It saves like 0.2 of a second, but it looks really cool.
So I saw in chat, like, what is IL? IL is individual level, so that would mean just like a speed run of just like a set level by itself, really, just as fast as possible. So you can kind of like take those as like the theoretical like human best time you could get usually. I mean, sometimes the conditions will be different from a run setting, but assuming all conditions are the same, then that's kind of like peak performance.
Alright, got a little bit sidetracked there, but Truman just got FOI 1 wings. It looked like he got him 2nd or 3rd try. Let's see how clip goes. And he gets first.
Looking good.
Yeah, solid.
Truman really killing it right now.
Yeah.
All other runners gonna be hard pressed to catch up at this point.
Yeah, he'd have to die at some point, I think, or like make a lot of mistakes. So for FY1 wings, what you have to do is you have to dupe a P balloon block to the left, right? And normally to dupe a block to the left, you would have to like line it up perfectly, and it's really annoying, especially with where the P balloon block is. So we just spin a shell, but if you spin a shell in midair and then you grab it, it keeps the momentum. So you can dupe a block like you're duping it up, and then it'll dupe off to the right. And that's how you can get wings there. But it's only a 50% chance that you'll actually get the dupe. So, oh, Retro Bob got it there first try. Yeah. And then we're going to see Louis going for it here as well. So yeah, you're going to see him. He's going to spin the shell, grab it in midair, dupe the block, and he got the good luck.
Right up.
Yeah, he's going to get that FY1 wings there. Solid.
Very, very technical game with, you know, some very technical tricks.
Yeah.
Seen some massive skill here from the players, and not easy to do.
Yeah, Bob unfortunately misses the first right clip, but he gets the backup left clip, so only losing about 4 seconds there.
Yeah, not bad.
You only have a 3-frame window, actually, to drop Yoshi and actually clip into the wall, let alone getting the good luck to get the clip. But yeah, Umar with a little bit of trouble with it as well, but he gets through. You're gonna see
moving along swimmingly right now.
Yeah, you're gonna see all the runners grab that turn block there, and you can really easily clip back in bounds if you swim a little too high trying to grab it. So
kind of scary.
A little bit scary, yeah.
Because then you don't have Yoshi anymore, right? So then.
Yeah, you don't have Yoshi. You can't get back in there, so you just have to play the rest of the level like normal. It's a really hard level to play like normal, so we all like FY2 clip, kind of, because it means we don't have to play the level.
Right, imagine playing the levels. We just fly over, swim under, you know, whatever.
Yeah, it's more fun that way. Alright, yeah, we got a yump there from Louis. Solid. Okay. So you saw
Louis and Umario are looking like really close here.
Yeah, they're neck and neck. You saw Bob there do an even faster version of the Yoshi strat. So if you throw a shell into a Yoshi block and you hit it with Mario's head at the same time, it creates 2 Yoshis, which makes the Yoshi animation go at double speed, which saves about a half a second. It's very important in 11 exit, especially. I know the world record holder right now, Aaron, or Area 51, he will reset runs if he doesn't get that. So it's like, it's a pretty serious trick in that category. In this one, though, not really used.
Not as important.
Yeah. Those little half-second time saves, especially difficult ones like that, are kind of ignored here in 96 exit.
Right, water category, you know, a lot more things can happen.
Yeah. A lot can go wrong. But yeah, we're seeing the runners go through Forest Ghost House here. It's one of my favorite levels in the game, just because it's all movement, and it's just like, the better you play it, the faster you go. It's really technical, and uses a lot of really cool cape deboosting, and it just looks really satisfying to watch when done right. Yeah, and in that level, there's also a thing called Forest Ghost House Clip, which is like ridiculously hard, so nobody does it in runs, but you can just like clip straight through the ceiling at the start, and it saves like 10 or 11 seconds or something like that.
Retro Bob struggling to get this clip here.
Yeah.
Gonna have to line it up again.
Unfortunately there, he dropped Yoshi, and when you drop Yoshi on the ground, it scrambles your subpixel, so like, you have no idea if you're even able to get the clip or not. It could be a good subpixel, it could be a bad one. So you're gonna see him dropping Yoshi on the ground, trying to refresh it and get a good one. Alright, he makes it through. A bit of a struggle there, and that's one of the big problems with clip. As long as you don't drop Yoshi on the ground, you should be good to get through most of the time. Although if you get really unlucky, you can waste quite a bit. But it's when you drop him that it really begins to cause an issue. So yeah, that's going to put Bob firmly in last place there, unfortunately. He's gonna be about 20-ish, 15 seconds behind Louis and Umar, who are basically tied. Then Truman's got a big lead. Well, Bob gets the 22 bonus stars there.
A race for second.
Yeah. Collecting bonus stars, you don't want to do that because having more numbers on screen creates more lag, essentially. So, like, for example, a score of 999990 is really laggy compared to a score of 1,000,000, which has a bunch of zeros in it. You can only really control that in a category like 11 exit, but it's worth noting for bonus stars because usually you can control and like avoid collecting those, so you always have 0. Yeah, Truman's going through Forest Secret Area right here. Probably the most annoying background in the game. It's supposed to scroll really fast to make it look like you're going really fast, but it just kind of is disorienting. But yeah, you'll see Umar and Louis both going through Ghost House here, just blazing through it.
Yeah, practically tied here.
Oh yeah. Umar's maybe got a second on Louis, which is nothing in this category. Yeah, and then Bob going through there once again.
Truman's
yeah.
scrolling automatically in the top left, taking his time.
Yeah, this is the last true auto scroller in the game, although some might call VOB 2 an auto scroller, although it doesn't horizontally scroll. It's just got a nice little scrolling sandbar thing, which we'll get to when we get there. That's another
hard part, near the end of the run.
Yeah. But yeah, thankfully we don't have to really deal with this kind of auto scroller where it's just like walking through. So yeah, you're gonna see him spin at the start there. That delays like the screen scrolling to the right, and it means the Potobos spawn a bit later, which allows him to like do a really fast strat there. It's a very minor little thing, but it's always cool to see those little time saves, and gets through Reznor clean.
Yep, pretty trolly sometimes with the fireballs.
Yeah.
Making it through unscathed though.
Yeah, those fireballs look scarier than they are. They're scaled up, but their hitbox isn't. So like they actually have a really small hitbox, so you can avoid them pretty easily. You can even go through 2 that are like look like they're right up next to each other. But you always want to play it safe on those guys because losing cape can be rough. But yeah, Umar and Louis are right next to each other.
Together.
We've seen a lot of like fluctuation between Umar, Louis, and Bob, so it's cool to see him like still this close right now. And then Truman just killing it on easy 123 pace still.
Yeah, the man trying to bust out the 123 in a race. Legend.
That is not easy. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed with this right now. Solid gameplay. Yeah. Fun facts on Truman's screen there. That takeoff there, you have 5 frames to take off, and if you take off any later, you hit the bubble, and then you just like dive bomb into the ground. You have to regain flight.
So let's hear some history about 96 Exit. Like how has the run changed in the last couple of years? Like what's been popping with SMW?
So for the long, I don't know how far you want me to go back, because if I
as far as you think you need to go.
As far as I think I need to go. So I'd say until about 2013, the run was kind of just like not really glitched that much. You just kind of play through the levels, mostly a straight platformer. But the Tassers got up to some wacky stuff around then, and we started discovering things like wings. So in like 2013, we started doing Vanilla Dome 1 wings, which were the first wings you saw in the run. And like we started including more clips and that kind of stuff. And we figured out, for the longest time, we had no idea how to make clips consistent, or at least more consistent. And we would just kind of do them, which would mean you would have like a very low success rate of getting them. So when we figured out how to manipulate the subpixels so you could get it 75%, that was huge for the category. And then after that, boss kills were discovered, which is a lot of glitches in one. which is why it took so long to figure out. But they
Right, those
introduced
are a
GBK.
little more recent, right?
Yeah, those are a little more recent. We've known about GBK for a while, but the newest strats for GBK, like the scroll strat for GBK, which saves about 2 seconds over the normal one, we only learned like, I think, in January of this year. And there's still stuff in development too that we're working on. There's a thing called Awesome Reznor Kill, where you can spawn a Reznor in Awesome and it would save like 7 or 8 seconds, but we don't really have a way to do it RTA yet. But
Gotta figure it out.
we're trying to figure it out, yeah. So a lot of cool stuff, but mostly just like adding in glitches over time. And then a lot of the stuff that is developed is kind of unseen. It's like those small half-second time savers in each level that add up over time, which means like a 123 used to be really, really hard back in the day, but now it's like, oh, Umar, that sucks. And it's a lot easier now.
Cementing the second place right now. Umaria with a unfortunate fall.
Yeah, Royfly is tough there. You gotta dive bomb at the right time, just like slip through those potobos. And if you mess it up, you have to go all the way back, collect a cape, and then go all the way back down and attempt it again. Because if you don't have a cape, you have to wait on the raft, and we don't like to wait on rafts at all. So yeah, it's gonna put Bob back into 3rd place here. He gets through that cleanly. No issues with Royfly there. And Umar's gonna make it over that Podobo that time. So yeah, Truman is just really solidifying his lead.
Yep.
He's got like a 2-level lead over Louis right now. It's gonna be tough to beat him at the pace he's going at.
Yeah, he definitely has to make some kind of big mistake here.
Yeah.
No small amount of differences will give Louis the edge.
The biggest spot I could see that happening is Chocolate Fortress, which is going to be coming up here soon. That's one of the toughest levels in the game, at least room 1. A lot of very precise flights, and one little slip up instantly kills you, and it's really tough to recover quick from that. But yeah, going into World 6 here, we're for the most part done with all the big glitches. There's no more wings in the run, there's no more clips. It's a lot of platforming and a lot of just going fast.
Right, a lot of movement.
Yeah. I didn't mention it before when it came up, but right here, like you saw with Louis and Truman, you're gonna see Retro Bob go for a pipe fly. So when you jump up in the air, right, it resets your flight meters. Like if you land on the ground and then you jump in the air, you have a flight meter of like 80 frames where you can take off. And if you jump in the air and go in a pipe, that flight meter freezes, so you can just take off right out of the pipe again. And that means you go at the pipe speed, which is a lot faster than normal flying speed. And it saves about a second, maybe 2, getting it. And if you miss it, it loses like 7 or 8.
Because you have to like start the fly again afterwards. So
Yeah, you just have to like go and fly at the normal speed. Then you wasted the pipe transition and all that stuff. So, yeah. Right now you see Umar and Bob in Choco Ghost House. That flying boo right there can be a real trouble, especially since there's one part where there's an off-screen pipe that you can run into, and you have to fly right in between the off-screen pipe and that fishing boo. And if you accidentally hit the pipe or you hit the boo, you lose your flight, and it's just not fun getting through the rest of that there.
Retro Bob gonna have to get some power-ups here.
Yeah. Thankfully, in CI2, there is a really easy backup cape. He's gonna lose a little bit of overworld time. Oh no, sorry, he's gonna go for... So, in CI2, there's 2 exits. The one you're seeing Truman do now is the normal exit. Essentially, you have to enter the pipe he's standing on after the timer reaches 249 or lower. So if you go fast, you get the secret exit. If you go slow, you get the normal exit. So we have to wait and go slow to grab that normal exit. So it gives you enough time to grab a backup cape.
Right, a lot of weird conditions to progress here.
Yeah, CI2 is a very weird level. Like, what screen you get depends on how many coins you have, that kind of stuff, so...
Or like one is like dragon coins. Like the
Yeah,
last
yeah.
one.
If you
Yeah.
collect all 4 dragon coins, then the last screen is a bit faster. So we collect all 4 dragon coins. Alright, Truman's going into CI3. This is a flyover, but it can be a scary one, especially on good pace, because there are 2 pipes that you have to fly over. And if you scrape them, you have to do the level pretty much casually. And it's really annoying to do casually.
Gotta hit that timing just right.
Yeah. And then we've got Umar and Bob in Choco's Secret here, which is another one of my favorite levels. It's got a lot of really cool platforming and flight stuff as well. Wow.
Really just killing the time, you know, collecting some coins.
Yeah. So we collect 21 coins in that first room, and then it'll send you to a room that has a backup cape, since we don't need a fire flower anymore. So that's why they spend time like spinning coins on that block there. But yeah, CI3 is the boring precursor to Choco Fort, which is the, depending on who you ask, the scariest level in this split. Although I'm sure Truman will attest that Wendy is worse. He's had a couple of rough goes at that level in the past. But yeah, he's going to be entering Choco Fort right after this little end screen here.
Retro Bob falling down, but mistake, not gonna hurt him.
Yeah.
Just doesn't have to wait as long later.
Exactly. So here in Choco Fort, there's a bunch of pencils that you have to avoid. We call them pencils because they look like pencils. They're really wooden stakes. And Truman's just going to fly through that masterfully. It's as hard as it looks. It's a really tough strat to do right, and it takes a lot of practice to get like semi-consistent at it. Room 2 is a lot easier. You're just going to get flight, and as long as you don't fly really high, you won't run into the thwomps or anything, so... It's really chill. Once you get through that part. And then he's going to face the Choco Reznor, which is a nice Reznor. He shot one fireball there. Most of the time, he might shoot one right at the end, but he won't shoot one directly at you right at the start. Yeah, I got a lot of CI3 going here, so I'll just kind of focus on Truman right now.
Right, everyone just, you know, trying to not scrape the pipes here while Truman, you know, trying to move fast.
Truman entering CI4. This is also a really fun level. You basically just spin and fly through the whole thing. Let's see if he goes for the fast strat. Yes, he does. So you can either choose to go above everything at the end there or below everything. And if you go below, you lose like half a second. As you can see, you got a 272 on the timer there. Yeah, you saved a little bit of time doing that strat. It's not very hard, but I just think it looks really cool.
Truman flexing while in the lead. You know, deciding, you know, it doesn't matter. I got this. I'm gonna swag out. This is my win, and I'm gonna win the way I want to win.
Yeah. CI5 here, we're gonna be grabbing a Yoshi. He's gonna be useful for pretty much every level after Wendy here. If you end up losing him, it loses a ton of time since there's a set of Yoshi wings right at the start of the second room in Valley of Bowser 2. So you do not want to lose that guy. Thankfully, though, we don't bring him into castles, so you don't have to worry about losing him here in Wendy. Truman's going to be doing a trick called Crusher Skip, where you essentially damage boost through the Crusher. Let's see if he gets it. Yeah, he got it. It can be scary, especially for new runners, but most people get it pretty consistent, although it's caused Truman in particular trouble in the past. And then room 2 is only slightly less difficult. It still has a ton of really cool flying through it. Yeah, World 6 in particular has a lot of really cool looking strats. It's not very glitch heavy. It's almost all just platforming, which is a bit different from a lot of the run.
Right, a lot more movement-based tricks than like full-on glitches here.
Yeah, which makes some people dislike it. But
I
I'm a
don't know.
fan.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
You're very diverse in this run.
Yeah, got a lot of different stuff going on.
Right.
Wow, Truman got a World 6 gold by 2 seconds. It's really impressive. But yeah, so we've got Louis. He's taking a bit of a lead here over Umar and Bob. Clear second place. He's got about a level over everybody else. And then Truman is just
Still got a couple more things in the run that they can mess up, so we can see some more movement in the second place range.
yeah. All right. Got Louis into Wendy's castle here. Let's see if he gets Crusher Skip clean. Easy through there. So the way we do the strat now, you pretty much can't get crushed even if you have a really bad speed and a really bad subpixel. But the way we did it before, there is a small chance, it was like 1 in 25, that you would just hit the crusher and like be destroyed, die instantly. It sucked. Alright, so Truman's swimming through Sunken Ghost Ship here. He delayed at the start a very small amount so that the boos on screen would spawn very late. And when those boos spawn really late, they despawn a boo ring, so you don't have to like wait around for it to circle through so you can swim through it. You can just like go straight through because it doesn't spawn. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a nice little time saver. And
so I think that you can kill some Koopas here to save a few seconds as well.
Yeah, if you kill a couple of Koopas in the right spot and you grab the right Koopas, you can reduce the lag by quite a bit. Over a second easily. I don't have a specific number for how much he saved, but that level is really laggy. Oh yeah, post orb in chat, because we got the level end orb.
Orb.
Yeah. We can glitch that orb into our item box. It's not allowed in 96 exit, but it is in 11. And it's a separate category. It's pretty cool. But yeah, that's the only time we actually see the orb in the game. Alright. Bob and Umar finishing up in Wendy. Louis starting out Sunken Ghost Ship. Truman here in Vob 1. Vob 1 is a lot of eating moles and jumping at the right time, basically. It's a favorite among a lot of people just to play. It's a really well-designed level for speedruns. It's good in pretty much any category.
So I just wanted to know, well we have a moment here. This event run by GSA here on Twitch.tv, Global Speedrun Association, trying to do this fundraiser to raise money for some future competitions prize pools. We got Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, but Super Mario Odyssey, Celeste, hopefully more Super Mario World games like that. So all this money that we're raising, all the bits, all the subs, all the donations going into that pool there. We have some incentives too. We are raffling off some things. $1 will get you in for a chance at tier 2 sub, $5 for Celeste Steam code, $10 for Beast Coast backpack, Beast Coast, hitting us up with that merch plug, $15 for Zip Up hoodie, $20 for their jersey, and $25 for the Mario 64 starter pack. So an N64, Super Mario 64 cartridge, and a OEM controller as well. So yeah.
Yeah, get that money in there. Get yourself in for some of those prizes.
Right. Get yourself an esports jersey.
Get all that stuff going. Yeah, so Truman here. Breeze through Vob 2. We missed out on Sexy Slide, but we'll get back to that for Louis and Bob and Umar. Louis going for a fast ending there in Vob 1. He gets a 363 over the usual 362. That ending is pretty pretty wild. You can get a 364, but you have to be like perfect.
Truman is indeed still way ahead. Still, you know, driving.
Yeah.
We'll see if he can hold it. You know, nerves might be piling up now towards the end of the run. Could be higher than ever.
Yeah, a little bit of trouble there in VOB 3, but he makes it through. A lot of people, including myself, don't like this level. It's very annoying to find a good route that gets you through without like running off ledges or something slow like that, but it's not too difficult if you know what you're doing. Alright, we're gonna see Louis going for door fly here. So again, he's gonna keep flight meter through the door. Oh. So he missed pressing up on the door. Just, there wasn't enough time left on the flight meter to actually get flight. Let's see, sexy slide. Nice.
Ooh, very sexy.
Yeah, so the game intends you to like go through like a maze of doors, and then you grab a P-switch, and then you hit like a coin snake block, and then you coin snake your way up there. But instead, we just like slide in there. It's a lot faster. Alright, Truman going through VOB 4. He gets the 56. That's the best in-game time you're really going to get as a human. That's another one of those levels that just has a lot of cool platforming. Use of Yoshi, a lot of cool flying around. Yeah, let's see if Bob can get door fly there. Looks like he gets it. Yep. It can be a little bit scary, but it saves like a second to just go through the door like that. Oh, he's gonna miss sexy slide though. That's unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Definitely not sexy.
Yeah, he got poverty slide third try. That's
Poverty slide.
That's not what it's not what you want, folks. Yeah, it's a very precise trick. You have to press right at a pretty specific time to actually line yourself up so you can just slide right through there. Alright, Truman entering Larry. I mentioned this earlier, but we're going to be meeting Magic Koopa again in here, and he's come back a lot meaner and a lot more annoying. I believe Truman does triple scroll strat. There's two strats for this. There's the easy one, and then there's the triple scroll, where you scroll 3 times to try and keep Magic Koopa away. So there's the second one. The first one was at the start of the level, and he's going to scroll right under that Podobo. And then, hopefully, yep, Magic Koopa won't spawn there. He can duck right under the pencils and get through there clean.
Very clean.
Very
very tough.
Yeah, very good Larry.
Living like Larry. Killing like Larry.
Alright. So with Sandbar here, Truman could get 123.20, I believe. If he plays the rest of the split perfect.
Crazy time.
So no, PB not possible, but still a very good race time.
Right, that would be top 10.
Yeah, that would be top 10.
Insane.
But yeah, other than that, all 3 runners pretty close here, all on the same level.
Yeah, Louis just a little bit ahead still.
Yeah. It's
one mistake.
I'd say Louis got the lead, then Bob is about 20 seconds behind him, and then Umar is about 20 seconds behind Bob. All right.
So going for the clip here, save a cycle.
Yeah. If you can clip through the sandbar here, I'm not sure he'll go. Oh, he goes for it and he gets it. That's risky. So that clip is 2 frames. If you miss it, you die a lot of the time. Sometimes you make it through and just don't save the cycle, but a lot of times you'll just die. So going for that is very risky, but he gets it anyways.
So like a 10-second time save, something in that region?
It saves 12 seconds.
Okay.
So it's very important, especially for higher level runners. You pretty much need it. Yeah, you need it to PB. Yeah, we're gonna see Umar. Oh, Umar is actually ahead. Sorry, he was on the second VOB for it. Oh, sorry, I'm not. Okay, Louis in
Commentator
second.
getting mixed up. Doesn't
A
really
li-
know what he's saying.
I've been focusing on Truman. Truman's going for the fast strat here in Valley 4-2.
Everyone just entranced by Truman's
Oh.
skill. Not looking very skillful hitting that spike though. Gonna have to wait for his feather to drop back
Unfortunate.
down to him.
Yeah. The strat there is to damage boost off the crusher and then just like fall down into that lower section, but he accidentally went into the spike after the crusher and he didn't have invincibility at that point. So yeah, having a rough valley for it here, but
Truman only 10
Makes up
mistakes
for it.
away from second place.
yeah. Still a very good run. It's still 123 easily. As long as he doesn't die to Reznor. Alright. Bob finishing off in Larry's castle there. See Louis get the clip? Yes, he
Ooh.
does. 2 for
Very
2.
nice. Very nice. Definitely some high-risk gameplay here.
Yeah. In that clip right there, it doesn't save any time. It's just for swag.
Swag, very important in this speedrun.
Absolutely. It's one of the main factors. You know, if you don't get a single yump in your run, it's actually invalidated.
Really?
No, it's not. But in the opinion of the community, you know, it'll go on the
Okay.
leaderboards. But you know,
Right. So the leaderboards, you know, that are run by the community, the run is accepted, but you know, the actual community, they're like, no, we don't accept this run.
yeah,
That
pretty
makes
much.
a lot of sense
Yeah,
to
pretty
me.
much.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay,
yeah,
Truman in the final fight here.
yeah. So he's gonna be performing what's called Cape Kill, or essentially he just flies over Bowser's head and smashes the Mecha Koopa the instant he throws it out. It's pretty easy to do once you've learned it, but especially if you're new at the game, it can be tough to figure it out. It saves about 15 seconds over just kind of doing the fight casually.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely an important strat to learn. Although a lot of people put it off for a while because they think it's too hard, but there's some pretty good visual cues for it.
People
Oh,
getting ready to see the end of the run for Truman here.
unfortunately, Bob dies to the clip attempt there. You hate to see that.
Bob looking like our 4th place finish, but gotta hand it to the man. There's been a lot of movement in the 2nd place range with Bob, you know, at the forefront too. So
Yeah.
I appreciate the attempt.
Yeah,
Truman
and
looking good here.
yeah, he's had a clean cape kill so far. You saw Bob have to go grab a backup cape there. That loses an extra cycle as well. And it looks like he went for the clip again and just didn't get it.
Louis also in the final
Yeah.
fight here.
Yeah.
Getting this
Umario,
started.
solid valley fork from Umario there. Alright, Truman coming in for the last hit. Time's gonna be right when Peach appears. It looks like a 123.31 there for Truman.
Wow,
Excellent run.
a very, very exciting mid 123. I think that very, very strong showing here from Truman. Really, you know, showing his stuff.
Yeah, he was flexing all day. He pulled a good run out. I expect to see him bop his new PB pretty soon. He got a 122.57, but he's still on the grind, so looking for big things from this guy.
Was possibly PB pace, you know, for over half the race. So this man killing it.
Yeah, that was PB pace out of special, which you don't see a lot. It's pretty tough to get a run like that going. Yeah, props to him. Yeah, we got Umar and Louis in the Bowser fight.
Retro Bob, not far behind.
Yeah, just about a level behind. He went for the clip twice. You gotta give him credit there. He would have been a lot closer if he didn't do it for the boys.
Yep, had the big balls, had to, you know, strut his stuff.
Umar with a little bit of trouble there on phase 1. I'm not sure what really happened. But
Obviously,
yeah,
you know, we have to see, did Truman hit all 96? I don't know.
yes, he does have to reset the console and show us that file. Louis finishing out here with a 125.03. Solid
Good
run
time.
from him.
Good time, 125.
Yeah.
No joke, really.
Yeah, that's a solid time, especially no reset. I've seen a lot worse.
Yeah,
So, GG
Louis
to him.
Louis taking some big time losses early on, but you know, he definitely held it together. Came back in with the silver, looking good for Louis.
Bob,
here.
Bob scaring everybody out there on that Reznor, but he made it through. 124.58.
Definitely survived.
Yeah, I should mention to everyone as well that this timer is 2 seconds off, since I believe they started on file select. We start on when Mario appears, but that really is not. It doesn't make a difference between the runners' times. It just makes a difference between their final time. So like on Louis' place, he got a 124.58.
All right, so Louis getting a 124.
Yeah, he did get a 124.
Even cooler.
Yeah, Umar having trouble in his Bowser fight. Going no cape, going casual style. Yeah, the no cape fight done optimally is only about 8 to 10 seconds slower than cape kill. Wow.
Man, behind the scenes, not so pleased with TNT's information reveal.
Oh,
A little salty.
a
that
little
he got the wrong
salty.
ending time.
It's not that-
Commentators silently judging him, actually vocally judging him.
Vocally. Umar trying to get that last hit in, he's having some trouble. I don't know what happened with Bob. He lost cape as well, I wasn't taking a look there. But yeah, that is going to be like a 127.01 for Umar. 127.04 on this timer. But
127, respectable time. You know, obviously had, the big mistake earlier in the run, and
there's always a bit of pressure when it comes to these races.
But he went down swinging.
He did.
Definitely went down swinging.
Yeah, it was Umar and Louis neck and neck for a really long time too, so. Yeah, and then we're just gonna get Bob to finish up here. Get Truman to file check. At Truman. Everybody at Truman in chat. Let him know he's got a file check. I think I won.
All right, so unfortunately, not gonna have enough time for an interview. We're running a little behind schedule. Is there anything you want to like plug about these runners? TNT, real quick. Plug yourself.
Yeah. You can check out all these runners. All the names listed up there are their Twitch channels, so I'd recommend checking them all out, giving them a follow. Truman, Umar, Louis, Bob, they're all great runners. You can check me out at twitch.tv/TNT_. I'm also grinding for that 122 as well.
Right.
I had a solid run last night that I choked in Bowser. Just a little sad, but we're going for it. Yeah.
TNT going for the Super Saiyan status and SMW. Follow him. He's done a killer job on commentary.
Thank you.
Single-handedly informing everyone about the run.
Yeah, no. Thanks for joining me though.
It was a pleasure.
I couldn't have plugged the merch without this guy. He did his research though. You had a ton of good talking points, so thank you.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure. Learn a little more about one of the most infamous games in speedrunning.
Yeah,
so it was definitely a pleasure.
Yeah, if you enjoyed it, you can check us out. We do have a Discord. We welcome anybody. Really helpful people out here. So yeah, I think that's about it for us here. We're going into the SM64 bingo.
Yep. It looks like we're setting up right now. Just final shout out to the SMW community. Thanks for joining us for the event. All right. To Mario 64 then.
Cool. Thanks for having us.
See you later.
See ya.